Hello and welcome along, everybody, to the 8th stage of the Longines Global Champions Tour. We are live in Paris, getting ready for tonight's LGCT Grand Prix. My name is Mark Lewis. This is GCTV, and I hope that you will bear with my failing voice for the rest of the evening. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to try and unpack for you. Let's, as always, bring you up to speed, bring you into the context of the season. The former stage winner, Frederik Zimmerman, winning superbly in Cannes. What a sensational performance. And still your current LGCT champion leader, that as it stands, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. He will not compete in today's LGCT Grand Prix. That is the big breaking news from the qualifying rounds yesterday. There will be no Edu Aznar in tonight's Grand Prix. What does that then do for the overall championship? Well, Max Kuna is not here. He's injured that hand. We will have a live Zoom with him later on tonight to get an update from Kuna. How serious is the injury? How is the rehabilitation coming in? When will we see him back on a horse competing on the Longines Global Champions Tour? Of course, we need to flash back to Cannes, as we mentioned. Let's look back to stage 7 before we dive any deeper into this Parisian link, into this Parisian leg. And let's remind you of that superb victory for Frederik Zimmerman in Cannes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a star-studded Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of la Ville de Cannes. Thibaut Spitz en Impresque van het Kattenheije. And then the final fence, aiming for a double clear. Thibaut Spitz and Impresque, double clear. He is his first ever double clear in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. Gilles Thomas and Luna van het Dennenhof. The other Belgian that's in the lead, but he's quicker also at the top speed. There comes Gilles Thomas, and he's below the 40 seconds. He's just over, but he's taken the lead in Cannes in the Stade Esperide. Frederik Zimmerman. Only one fence, keep going, just keep going, Janne, keep going. It's coming, it's right there, push him, and there it is, Frederik Zimmerman, who has taken the lead in Cannes. It is Mathieu Billon. Mathieu Billon might just not make it, or is he going to make it? He has to go all in, and he doesn't do that. 39.55, it's going to be Janne Meyer. Janne Meyer has won her first Grand Prix, as Mathieu Billon will join her on the podium.
I think it was just the right time. In the jump off, I just thought, okay, you try everything, and then I saw the distance to the plank, and it was far away, but I thought, okay, you can take it. And then he did it. I'm so thankful for this horse. I mean, what an amazing jumper, and it was amazing. It was such a beautiful show for me, and yeah, I'm like, really, I love to come again.
Well, Janne, we will see you at the LGCT Super Grand Prix and the playoffs in Riyadh at the end of the year. And I've just been handed, whilst we were off air, our new limited edition Longines Global Champions Tour cap, this time with the Paris emblem. More about this a little bit later on, but I will leave that there just as a little tease to remind you that through our social media channels, you might be able to take that cap home by the end of the night. Well, now that we have taken a look at that fantastic victory from Frederik Zimmerman, let's show you what the overall rankings look like. What is the impact of her victory on the rankings? What is the impact of stage 7 in Cannes? What has it done to the overall rankings with a beautiful Eiffel Tower in the background? Well, as we said, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar continues to hold on to the LGCT Championship lead. Christian Kukuk and Max Kuna, they will not be contributing to their lead this weekend. Michael van der Vleuten in 4th, Gilles Thomas in 5th. Andreas Schouw finds himself in 6th place on the overall championship standings, and Simon de Lestre and Duarte Seabra make up the top 8. The big conversation now, the big talking point is whether or not we are going to see major movement from this table later on by the end of the night. Well, what I love about that image that I think is so beautiful is to see the Eiffel Tower in the background. Now, we know that we are in Paris today. We know that we are here for stage 8 of the LGCT season. And what a beautiful backdrop that is, and how this entire city is being converted and getting prepared for a big summer to come. But interestingly enough, what we have done is we have sent Dan Strange, our journalist, out into the streets. We have let him loose right here by the Seine River, and hopefully we try to ask him to do some exploring of the surroundings here in Paris.
The venue for this year's Longines Global Champions Tour in Paris is the Parc de Bagatelle, one of Paris's most famous botanical gardens. But let me show you what's just over the road. And here we are with the Chateau de Bagatelle, a miniature palace with an enchanting history, and it's really very exclusive. Created in 1775, the park and its chateau were built for Queen Marie Antoinette in just 64 days. Can you believe it? Set in this former royal hunting ground, this elegant retreat was intended for royal stays filled with hunting and a great party atmosphere. But let's get back to the show. Set in Paris's finest park and with world-class competition, it promises to be unforgettable.
It's a lovely shot of what is taking place from the city of Paris all the way into our venue here tonight for the LGCT Grand Prix of Paris. Now, as we mentioned, some of the big news coming out of the week is that the stunningly in form Eduardo Alvarez Aznar will not be part of today's Grand Prix after a difficult qualifier yesterday. He joins us in studio. Eduardo, always fantastic to have you in studio. Thank you very much. We love having you come to talk to us. Can we get some reaction from you after missing out on the qualifying for today's Grand Prix? What was your original reaction?
Well, it was not my best round. The horse started off jumping well, but only 3-4 jumps. Then I didn't feel that he wanted to go. And for me yesterday it was a long course, and the horse a little bit backing off. Today we found that he was a little bit sore from the back, so at least there's a reason for that. But with 3 down yesterday, I'm not qualified for the Grand Prix. That it was what I was aiming for. But we are in a fantastic venue, fantastic show, and for sure there's going to be a great sport tonight.
I'm glad you gave us that feedback to Legend, because it looked as if you really had to motivate him yesterday. So is that because of, as you said, perhaps a little bit sore? Was there any other reason why he maybe wasn't jumping the way we expect?
Yeah, normally it's a horse that he's the opposite. I really have to hold him. He has a lot of energy and he really wants to go to the fence. And yesterday, after number 3, it was completely the other way around. I really had to push, so I was sure that there was something not working out well. And yesterday we couldn't find anything in the evening. The horse was still warm, but this morning, after cooling down, we found that he was a bit sore on the back. So at least it's something that we can fix with massage and physio, and nothing really important. But for sure this week he's gonna have it off for the rest, and then he will come back next week or the week after.
It's easy for us to make big headlines. LGCT Championship leader not in the Grand Prix. Eduardo Alvarez Aznar is out of Paris. I wonder, from your opinion, how big a moment is this for you? What is the impact of you not jumping in Paris? Are you not so concerned? There's a lot to come, or does it frustrate you that you are not in?
Well, okay, for sure, a bit frustrated. Every time we come to the show, we want to compete and do our best. And yesterday it was not possible, so that's why I'm not qualified for the Grand Prix.
Is it a big dent in the championship, or must we relax a little bit?
Well, I think that it's only the best 8 positions. No, counts for the championship. So I still have a few more. And okay, it was a good opportunity to jump here and try to be good and get a little bit advantage from my other opponents. But okay, I think when it's not clear like yesterday, it's better not to jump. And even if I'm not qualified, I think there's more shows and I have more opportunities to keep going in the championship.
I'm interested to know what the people around you had to say. When we spent a lot of time with you in Madrid, we met some of the wonderful people in your camp, in your team, and we spoke to your wife, we spoke to the groom, etc. I wonder what has the feedback been to them, from them to you this weekend, because it's on the difficult moments that support is really important. What have they been saying to you?
Well, it's like always, no. First of all, the grooms they really feel a bit sad at the beginning because okay they don't like us to have a bad round, but then they know that the life continues and the horses they need to be in top shape to jump this level. And we just need to keep going and keep fighting. And we have in a couple of weeks we have another global tours show. So we keep going. We try our best.
Do you have any idea how long Legend might take to come back to what you would describe as top performance?
No, I think in a couple of days, just a good massage, physio, and it was just sore. Maybe the saddle was a little bit not in the right place, and it was just a point that why that was the horse. He was twisting a little bit after fence number 4, and maybe he was not comfortable. But okay, today I rode him and he felt much better than yesterday already. So it's not a big thing. It's just something that happened yesterday, and I hope to fix it during these days with physios and massage, and hope that he's in top shape for the next ones.
That is very positive news. The other positive news is that you stay championship lead regardless of what happens today. Where do we see you after Paris? What is the next stage for you?
The plan is I do Monaco and then probably London.
Okay. Does Rockefeller come back?
Yeah, he comes to Monaco and then, normally London also.
Okay, so it should be 2 very good stages. Listen, we love having you in the studio. Thank you for coming to talk to us. Unfortunate about today, but a lot still to jump for the season, a lot more opportunity for success.
Thank you very much.
Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, always happy to come and have a chat, and we love having him in the studio, being able to get some thoughts, being able to get some reaction from him about what happened with Legend in the qualifying. He will not compete in today's Grand Prix, but he does bring Rockefeller back for London and for the Monaco stages still to come. Your current LGCT champion, Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, joining us live in studio. From a championship perspective, it's important for us then to move the conversation from Eduardo Alvarez Aznar into Max Kuna, because now Max Kuna joins us live on Zoom because he too has some interesting updates for us. Max, welcome to the show, and unfortunately it's not under the best circumstances as we join you via Zoom. Max, there's been a hand injury. I'd like to ask you to give us an update. Firstly, what has taken place with the hand and how are you feeling?
Hello to Paris. I feel quite good, I have to say. I broke my metacarpal bone during the Nations Cup in Sopot. But I already had a small surgery with a blade and a few screws. Now, all the bones should be back in the right place and firm. And I feel really good. I don't have big pain, so I think I should be back very quickly.
Max, what is the rehabilitation like? I imagine your doctors have given you some feedback. What have they told you the feedback from the rehabilitation will look like?
Okay, usually this time I told the doctors how I would like to have it and what they should do. So they made a very solid surgery, so it should be really firm now. and I can go now with this surgery. Maybe I feel a little bit pain, but it feels quite good, I have to say. I'm already back on the horse. I've been riding today a little bit, and yeah, I have to wear an adapted splint that stabilizes and supports me a little bit. I need to get a little bit used to that, but otherwise, there are no bigger issues.
Max, it sounds very positive, and it also sounds like you are going to be very aggressive in getting to healing the hand and getting back onto the horse as quickly as you can. We spoke to Eduardo Alvarez Aznar now. He will be back in Monaco. He will be back in London trying to add to that championship tally. The question now with you being the big championship rival is, what kind of dent does this make on your championship ambitions?
Yeah, Monaco and London is also on my schedule. I have to say, but yeah, I will feel a little bit more into my hand, but maybe already next week, Stockholm.
Wow, all right, Max. So that sounds very, very short. And we look forward to being able to see you bounce back. And hopefully if you're back as quick as that, it'll be lovely to have you back on. The hand sounds like it is healing well. The no pain is obviously a great, great outcome as well. So thank you for updating us. We miss you in Paris, and we look forward to catching up with you in a couple of stages' time. Max Kuna giving us an update on the hand injury that he picked up recently. And hopefully we'll see him back again on a Global Champions Tour stage very, very soon. Speaking of Paris, and speaking of being here at this wonderful setting throughout the rest of the weekend, it's also very important for us to identify and acknowledge that this is in fact the 10th anniversary of us being here for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Paris. And if you look back to some of those famous results, some of those outstanding outcomes, Julien Epaillard, the last French winner here in Paris, dating back to 2017. Harry Allen, the younger brother of Bertram Allen, who is the youngest LGCT Grand Prix winner ever, here in Paris back in 2015. And that massive comeback of Christian Alman in 2023. He too, much like his Swans teammate of Max Kuna, had that injury, brought Mandato back to Paris last year and famously won under the Eiffel Tower. So Paris always produces something special. Let's go down a little trip of memory lane for the last 10 years to celebrate the 10th anniversary of our championship here in Paris.
Bertram Allen, 19 years of age. Come on, Bertram. Long shot. Leave it up. That's a good round. Once again, Bertram Allen finishes top.
The crowd erupted in cheers. Good stride over the boxer. And now flat out to the last note. Makes him check a second one. And then they jump sit down. What does he get?
Sami Eldahad. He's faster, Steve, he's faster. Sami, you're going to win it, you're going to win it. Go on, Sami! Yes! 6:30. He's got it! Unbelievable!
Christian Alman. On a fairly young horse, and Alman goes into the lead by more than a second.
Marlon Modolo Zanotelli did all in his own hands to finally win the Grand Prix here in Paris and win the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. There's Zanotelli. It is the first one ever in his career, and he finally does it. Christian Alman now. His first 5-star Grand Prix since the operation, since the surgery, since the fall. Is it possible that on the return to the Tour, after all that drama, misery, pain and surgery, he would win it again on his first return? There is Alman.
I told you that something special always seems to happen in Paris here on the Longines Global Champions Tour. What kind of storyline, what kind of headline are we going to see take up the back pages this week by the end of tonight's LGCT Grand Prix? You will have to wait and see. I will have to wait and see the best riders of the weekend coming together to compete for tonight's big prize. We take a break. When we return, we talk to some of the riders in the ring. Course walk officially underway. And Frederik DeBacker talks to us about the favorites who you can keep a special eye on. That and more coming next here on GCTV.
Elegance is an attitude. Of course it is. Elegance is an attitude. Of course it is.
Welcome back to GCTV. Welcome back to the 8th Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of the season. This is stage 8. We have an 8th golden ticket to give away later on tonight for the LGCT Super Grand Prix at the Riyadh playoffs later on this year. But the big question now is which of today's riders, who is on that start list that we need to start paying special attention to? First time tonight we bring Frederik DeBacker into the show. Frederik, welcome to the 10th anniversary of the LGCT Grand Prix in Paris. I beg for you to please bear with me throughout tonight. The action of the Global Champions League has taken its toll, but I will get through tonight, I promise. Talk to me about who stands out. Who do we need to keep a special eye on?
I was about to ask you a few questions, so you just had to keep talking. But I'll let you off, and I'll just let you breathe and let you sit there. Let's have a look, Mark, at who is on that list. Philip Schützel top off very early to go. Michael Pender has been showing very good form recently. He is one to look out for already in GCL, of course, successful with the Doha Falcons. Tops Alexander, fellow Castlefield, have found really good form lately. The gelding seems to find a very good groove, and I'm quite impressed lately how Johan Sebastian Gulliksen is doing with Equine America, Harwig VDL. Step by step, they are getting there. Is he the big favorite? No, not just yet, but I didn't want to leave him off this page. If you look at this page, who didn't leave off this page? Well, H&M Legend of Love with Olivier Philippats, a dark horse that should be on this page as well. Myla with Ken Farring should also feature on here. But there, Scott Brash, Hello Valentino in the first part. Very early to go, 13th to go. Christian Ama, Mandato van der Neerrijden, couldn't leave him off, could I? What's at stake for this pair? They can win the Paris Grand Prix for the 3rd time. Only 3 riders have won the same Grand Prix 3 times in the history of the Tour. That was Richard Spooner in Monaco, and that was Scott Brash in London. So Alman can become one of those three riders in that very select group as well. It says here Blood Diamond Dupont should be Katanga van het Dingeshof. Nicolas Philippaerts, the mare, also in good form. And then I think we meet the favorite. And that is Olivier Robert with Iglesias DV. It is not the biggest name. However, Robert himself, a two-time LGCT Grand Prix winner already in his career, but that dates back to 2021, that super year when he won 2 Grand Prix in the same season. Now in front of home crowd. Iglesias, plenty of clears and fours, and I think it's about to happen for Olivier Robert. But I don't want to rule out Jérôme Guéry with Careca LS Elite. Remember how close he was to qualifying for the jump-off in Shanghai, which is just over a month ago. And then that's always nice to see Jeanne Sadran with Dexter de Kerglen. Late to go in a field of just 35. She's 30th to go if I have it right here. But Jeanne Sadran, great clear in the qualifier. Dexter is a very good horse. We've seen that in the past already, and they're also in very good form. So this is more or less the group of riders that we have to look out for. Scott Brash, Olivier Robert, Jeanne Sadran. That means that I've picked 2 French riders in my top 3. And it's been how many years since the last French win? It was Julien Epaillard back before the Corona outbreak. So yeah, I think this is... these are the riders and horses that we have to look out for. And maybe finally the French on their 10th anniversary get a 3rd French win in Paris.
Yeah, back in 2017, Julien Epaillard, Frederik, you're right. So we've been waiting a long time for that French victory. And after putting a few French riders on that list, is tonight going to be the night? And I always realize that Frederik DeBacker has a very tough time to put these riders together, to put these favorites together, only because there is such quality available in this field that it must be in a very difficult job to take the horse ratings, to take form, to take the riders and put together that list. But those are the riders, those are the combinations to look out for later on tonight. Wouldn't Olivier Robert, that 2-time LGCT winner from 2021, remember the victory on Van Gogh? Oh, that was one that stood out for me. Wouldn't that be a big story if he were to be victorious later on tonight? But Christian Alman, 2023 Paris winner. That too was a remarkable story. Let's take some time to catch up with him. Can he then make it another Paris victory, as Frederik said, to then become a 3-time winner in Paris and make it back-to-back? He catches up with Dan Strange.
Yeah, we've got Christian Alman here, who of course has won the LGCT Grand Prix of Paris twice. Christian, you've been named as a favourite here. How do you receive that tag? Does it help you?
I hope it's very helpful. Honestly, I know it's not, but I try my very best. Mandato jumped well the last few weeks. We had always an unlucky fault here and there, but in general I was really happy with him, and hopefully we can change it into a clear round today.
He is a horse that rises to the big occasion. Does that assist you?
Yeah, he's a horse with all the scope and quality, and he is a really big Grand Prix jumper. Yeah, he was in great shape, especially in the winter. We had unbelievable good results, and now it's like I said, here and there, one down, what was not really necessary, and I hope we can change this for the next few shows, especially today.
Of course, championship leader Eduardo Alvarez Aznar didn't qualify. Who do you see as your main threats today?
Oh, I think there are not 1 or 2. I think there are a few more. Ken Farrington I just saw when I walked in, so he's in a great shape, and I think he's really ready to win as well today.
And in terms of your LGCT season, how important is a win or just big points here?
I think very important would be a win to get the golden ticket for the final. Honestly, it was not my best season so far, not in the teams and not in the Grand Prix, so it was okay results, but far away to make Edo a bit nervous. But we are half time, and it's a lot to do. Still a lot possible, but we have to start now.
Christian, good luck, and hopefully you can get that 7th back-to-back win in the LGCT Grand Prix history. Mark, back to you.
Well, nobody thought it was possible back in 2023 when Christian Alman did it on Mandato, so he might not feel like the season has gone particularly well. There's no better place, no better opportunity for Alman to once again shake up the world of show jumping and put together a very special performance here tonight. Dan Strange, thank you very much. Let's go back to Frederik DeBacker. Let's talk about this course, Frederik. So much was spoken about yesterday in the Global Champions League about size, about technicality. Now we fast forward to the LGCT Grand Prix of Paris. What has Gregory Bodo put together for us tonight?
Well, thank you very much, Mark. This is the course how Gregory Bodo has built it for this 8th Grand Prix of the season. Fair open start, 1 to 2, and then it gets interesting. From fence 2, it is an inside 6 or an outside 8 into the double combination. A double combination that jumps really difficult. Red colors always jump difficult. It's oxo coming in, vertical coming out. By the way, Mark, it's right by Hospitality. They've got great tea with honey if you would need it for your voice. But I think they're all going to opt for the outside 7. Then it looks like it's a long way, but this comes up really quickly. The approach to the triple bar at fence 4, the triple bar is 1.90 m wide, and then it is 7 strides to the Liverpool Oxer, and depending on how you jump that big Liverpool, these 3 will get long or short. You'll have to assist or let go to a very narrow fence. This fence, the Metro fence at the Eiffel Tower, just 2.5 meters long, the rails on top of that vertical. Let's take that all the way. You go into the triple combination. This is a beautiful colored fence here at fence 7 in the French colors, and then it is a very direct 6 or an outside 7 into that triple combination. If you ask me, I don't see the direct 6, but the riders will have to decide in the end. You need some push to come out of the combination, but we'll have to wait and see how that is going to play out. This is a long 5 then from 9 to 10, a long approach to 11, and now you have to choose. We know that the last line from 12 to 13 is a short 4, and you have a 1.65 m wide Oxer at the end. Now, how are you going to ride this line? Are you going to wait on 7? Are you going to wait on 8 strides on the outside or on 7 strides on the inside? This last part is actually all kind of linked together. You have to accelerate here. It's an open distance here, but this is going to be very short, and you need punch at the end, Mark. Power right up until the last fence in this course of Gregory Bodo.
All right, punch and power, especially that 165 right at the end of the road. Frederik DeBacker, thank you very much. Gregory Bodo putting together tonight's LGCT Grand Prix round 1. The big question now is, what does round 2 then look like? What does the jump off look like? Who's going to be in it? How big is that field going to be? And I wish I could press fast forward. I wish I could press fast forward and see who is going to be in that jump off and already get stuck in. That's how excited I am. The sun is still high. It has turned into a beautiful summer afternoon here in Paris, and we encourage you to get involved with us on social media, to send your thoughts, send your questions to our Instagram at Longines Global Champions Tour. Send them through. Let's chat. Let's talk. You also might be able to win some goodies later on tonight as well. Let's go into the ring. Let's get ready for tonight's LGCT Grand Prix of Paris. This is GCTV. Sign up for your live pass and watch every single moment of the action. Paris starts next.
Paris for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Paris, the 8th Grand Prix of the season here, and we are for once not at the base, at the foot of the Eiffel Tower. We have moved a little bit more north, only a few kilometers to the Bois de Boulogne, the Parc de Bagatelle, because of course Paris is hosting that huge sporting event called the Olympic Games, and where we are normally located with our venue, they will host the beach basketball venue, and so we moved into this beautiful forest that has been part of Parisian history for decades. This has been the hunting ground for the royals. They've been hunting big game here over the last few decades. Napoleon has created this forest. It was named actually by a former king who traveled to Boulogne-sur-Mer to watch a statue of Virgin Mary, replicated that statue here in the forest, and hence the name is Bois de Boulogne. Paris has thrown some big winners at us in the past, and there you have it. Christian Alman has won this Grand Prix twice, and only 2 riders in the history of the Longines Global Champions Tour have won the same Grand Prix in their career, in the history of the Tour, 3 times. Christian Alman can join Scott Brash, who won London 3 times, and Richard Spooner, who won Monaco 3 times. Well, he can become the 3rd rider to win a Grand Prix 3 times. But there's much more, of course. If Alman would win, it would be a back-to-back win, and only a few riders in the past have done that as well. If Alman would win, he would put serious pressure on the championship leader, and that is Eduardo Alvarez Aznar, who is on site in Paris, but did not qualify. A big shock with Kuku, Kuhner, Van der Vleuten and Gilles Thomas not present. This was a unique opportunity for Eduardo Alvarez Aznar. He only had to qualify and then come into the Grand Prix to catch points, to score points at a moment that his rivals aren't here. But yesterday in the qualification, he failed to qualify for the Grand Prix, and so it is a unique opportunity missed for Edu Aznar. Is it the end of the world? Certainly not. He will recover, will bounce back, and we will see him at the coming stages on the Longines Global Champions Tour. But he did miss a unique opportunity, that is clear. Leaves the door open for riders like Andreas Kau, Julien Anquetin, or even Edwina Tops-Alexander, who are present here at the Bois de Boulogne. Who is also present here in the park by the Seine River, as you can see, is Gregory Bodo. This is what he can play with, 50 by 80 meters, the width and the length of this ring. The course is built by the Frenchman and his team, Eddie Castellon, Ron Hamon and Hugo Bodo. And it starts at fence 1 of Longines Global Champions Tour. Fair start, to be honest. Not overly big, not overly wide. A beautiful roll back to fence 2. 158 already, that vertical of Global Champions. And then it's an inside 6 or an outside 7 into the first combination. Now coming into the combination, it's a 1.60 m wide. One stride in the middle indeed, and 158 to come out. Now red rails by Hospitality, but mainly the color, those red rails don't jump very well, so you can't come cantering at it very casually. You have to take well care of that combination. On the turn, you come down to the triple bar, 1.90 m wide, the triple bar in the yellow colors, and then it feels like it's a slightly direct 7 strides into the blue Oxer with the Liverpool, followed by 3 strides to the Eiffel Tower and the Metro upright with short rails, 2.5 meter long, those rails at fence 6. After 6 follows 7, the Longines Paris FL jumping Oxer. And then it's an inside 6 or outside 7 into the triple combination. Depends the jump you get over the Oxer and the horse you are riding, of course. We'll have to keep a close watch and see with which approach they come into that triple combination. It's vertical, vertical and Oxer to come out. So somewhere you have the feeling that you need a little bit of power to get out of that. And the question is, if you come in on 7 strides, will you still have the engine at enough revs to come out of that triple? It's a flat surface, so you don't have to worry about the slope, but nevertheless, can you find the power there out of the triple combination? A full face blank wall at 9, a longish 5 strides to naturally colored rails there at fence 10. Those don't jump very easily. It's an open approach to 11 to the vases, also with a delicate material, and then it's an inside 7 or outside 8 to a very tall upright, tallest upright, 1.61 m the size, with the Liverpool in the middle, and then a very short 4 to an Oxer that measures 1.65 m. So the tallest 2 fences, the biggest 2 fences at the end of the course, with the vertical at 1.61 and the Oxer at 1.65 m, the width here at the Bois de Boulogne, the Parc de Batel, close to the Chateau de Batel, which is just across the road, literally. Ben Meer has come over after duties elsewhere in the Netherlands, has now joined us here in Paris, but is not competing in this Grand Prix. Who is competing? Well, let's have a look. Starts with Pandora Boy and the 19-year-old Luis Felipe de Neto de Azevedo. Then Pizarro, Siai, Schultz top of there, and then Scar. He's well ranked. He is currently number 6 on the championship standings, has to go very early. Tops Alexander and Johann Sebastian Gulliksen have been labeled as ones to watch, but also Scott Brash with Hello Valentino. Can Luis Felipe de Azevedo Fio score on the podium? That's the question. And there they come. Alman on Mandato, Philippard on Catango, 2 combinations really to watch out for. Robert on Iglesias, Engueri on Quareca, and then Calamandia and Legend of Love. Elvaro has shown good form with Eduardo de Menezes. Kent Farrington is in winning form even with Myla. And at the end, Rosier, Anquetin and Allen, the three fastest from the Grand Prix qualifier yesterday. Harry Allen is last to go in this Grand Prix that in 2015 was won by his brother, by Bertram Allen. And with that victory, Bertram is still the youngest ever Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner on the Longines Global Champions Tour, obviously. Though we've moved, we can say that the French crowd is a loyal crowd. They have followed us from the Eiffel Tower here to the Bois de Boulogne, the Boulogne forests. And they will see how Luis Felipe Neto de Azevedo, here is the youngster, is going to take on this Grand Prix. It's an interesting fact, a fun fact, that this man's mother, this 19-year-old's mother, that is Céline Schoonbrood de Azevedo, is actually a podium finisher here in Paris a few years ago. It was in the year of 2019 when Christian Alman won his first Grand Prix on Take a Chance on Misette, that Céline Schoonbrood de Azevedo came second, but she was more than a second slower than Christian Alman in a Grand Prix that saw Kevin Stout come third. Kevin Stout, the first ever winner of the Paris Grand Prix back here in 2014. That all for some context as we will discover the course with Luis Felipe Neto de Azevedo and his Pandora Boy by Presley Boy. And with his mother being a podium finisher here in Paris, no need to remind you that his father is a podium finisher this year in Mexico City on Sierra de Piedro, and that combination is still to go later in this Grand Prix as well. It's very much a family affair with the De Azevedos. Liverpool there at fence 12 on the landing side. De Azevedo takes his time. The only information that you have not yet received is the time allowed. Well, that is now set at 71 seconds. Plenty of Brazilians, but also some fellow riders on Kiss and Cry. The start. Oh, he stays inside. Stays inside to fence 2. That is expected. That's too deep. So an early fault and then 7 strides into the combination. There's never a 6. 7. Another deep stride and then 3. And he is on 8 and on 12 all of a sudden. 7 into the combination, and now can he find the power on Pandora Boy? He has plenty of it. Split time said, potential finish outside the time allowed. Blind goes as well. Those get a little long, and then he's into the final line. Time penalties might get added. 71 seconds is the TA. On 8. Slightly forward on 8, and then he pulls out. It's actually a compact 8, but he had a flat 8 on the outside, and that would throw him into the line for the next short 4 strides. Luis Felipe Neto de Azevedo.
A heavy penalty count for Azevedo, our first rider out tonight in the LGCT Grand Prix of Paris. He retires. Nicolas Pizarro is the next rider in. If you want to watch all of the action from tonight's Grand Prix, sign up for your LGCT Live or your GCTV Live Pass right now to watch the rest of the LGCT Grand Prix of Paris. It's all live here on GCTV. Get that Live Pass and come join us for the rest of today's action live from Paris.